So I was reading this parenting book recently, and it was talking about the needs that kids have, and that most of the time when kids act out, when they throw tantrums or they get cranky or they are rebelling or resisting what you want to do, most of the time it's because one of their needs isn't being met. And while the instinct as a parent is to, if they kind of act out, is to punish them or give them a consequence in that moment, most parents miss that we'd be trying to fill that need. And when that need gets filled, then they can actually learn the lesson of their behavior and get back in alignment. As I was reading this and then trying it out, it was magic with my kids. I was thinking, holy moly, this is genius. And then I began thinking, I wonder if the same thing applies in relationships. As I did research on this, sure enough, the same dynamic exists. In relationships, we will act out in ways, or we'll just kind of feel resentment towards the other person, or feel irritable towards the other person, or kind of feel separate from the other person. And in those moments, the instinct is to look at what the other person is doing wrong and be like, well, they're the reason why I feel this way because of the behavior, and actually miss that there are probably underlying needs that you have that are not being met. And so I reached out to a licensed therapist and had this conversation with this person, and the person sent me over in a beautiful document that outlines 10 relational needs that everybody has. And so I wanted to share it with you as a tool, because here's the cool part. When your needs are being met, you feel filled up. You feel light. You feel love. You feel positive. You feel energized. When your needs aren't being filled up, that's when we get in fights. That's when we pull away. If you're in a healthy relationship, your partner wants your needs to be filled. And so what if one of the solutions to creating a lifelong love story, to making love last, is to actually have a better understanding of our own needs and which of those needs needs to be filled up in that moment so that we can articulate that to our partner. And so let's explore this right now and unpack this together. And this is in no particular order, but just notice which ones of these resonate most with you, which ones naturally stay filled up, and which ones get depleted. But the first need is acceptance. And this is the need that the person that you're with loves you and accepts you even when you have shortcomings or make mistakes or drop the ball. That they've got this sort of open door, like, it's okay, we're going to get through this. I love you and accept you just the way you are. The way this looks is this looks like even if you aren't perfect, the welcome mat is always out. You are loved even if you blow it badly. And it sounds like this: I love you even if you don't change. I'm glad I'm your partner even when you mess up. Like that level of love and acceptance. The second need is affection. And this is kisses, and this is hugs, and this is closeness, and this is making love. This is that level of intimacy as well. I was laughing to myself when I was reading this list because affection is struck home with me. Because my wife and I, if we haven't been intimate for a certain period of time, maybe I'm traveling and doing work, there's this interesting dynamic that occurs where we kind of get irritable with each other, kind of irritated, and we're just less fun to be around with each other. And at some point, like this last time, my wife was like, I think we need to have some like you and me time. I think we need to have some connection time. And I'm like, you know what? I think we do too. Like right now, let's go up. And sure enough, after we have that level of affection, we're intimate with one another. It's like it brings everything back into harmony. The third need is appreciation. And here's what it looks like. It looks like notes for one another. It looks like words of affirmation. It looks like, it says here, a certificate or a reward for a work well done. So it might be you being appreciated at work, appreciated in your relationship. It sounds like, hey, you did a great job on that yard, or thank you for your thoughtfulness, or I appreciate your diligence and your hard work, or you're working really hard for us, or whatever the appreciation is. This is a need that we all have. We all have the need for appreciation. And this is something that you can ask for. You can literally ask for your partner. You're like, you know what? I think my need for appreciation isn't being met right now. Would you be willing to share some words about what you appreciate? And you can literally be straightforward like that. The fourth need is very similar to appreciation, and it's approval. And it looks like this. This is to think and speak well of the other person. especially in front of others. And so it's like you putting out photos of the two of you, you being recognized. It sounds like, I'm proud of you. You are such a gift to me. I'm glad to be your partner. So that approval is beautiful. In fact, one of the phrases that my wife gave me recently, I loved. I call this the ultimate praise phrase, and it's a form of approval. And we're driving in the car, and she looked at me and she goes, you know what? You do a great job of being my man. And I said, wow, that's so nice of you to say that. Why are you saying that? What are you noticing? And then she gave several things that she noticed that were approvals of the way that I take care of the kids, or the way that I help her around the house. And it felt so good to hear that. The fifth need is attention. This looks like spending time together, hanging out with one another. What do you like to do? The quality time that you spend together, the focus, the conversations that you have with one another, where you're not on your phone or you're not watching TV, but you're pouring attention onto each other. My wife brought this need to me that I wasn't filling up the need for attention. And it was really fascinating because she was cooking and making food for the kids. We had another project that needed to be done in the garage. So I thought, well, she's got the food handled. I'm going to go do that project in the garage and clean up because we were getting ready for a big party. When I came back in the room, she goes, you know what I would really love? And I say, what? And she goes, I grew up where my mom and dad cooked together, and they would talk about their day and they would share the cooking responsibilities. And it was just, that's what I saw. And there was a part of me that always wanted that and longed for that. So when I'm in here cooking, instead of you going doing another project, would you be willing to come and cook by my side and we'll do it together? And I was like, yeah. I had no idea that need wasn't being met until she vocalized it. And so what a great gift that we have now that we know that that's what she wants. And that's a way that I could help fill that need. The sixth need is comfort. And comfort looks like putting an arm around somebody when they're sad, sitting quietly, just being there when they're experiencing their tough emotions, someone crying with you. And those are often the most vulnerable moments to be with somebody. It sounds like these kinds of phrases. I'm really sad for you. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I know that you're really disappointed. This must be really hard. That kind of comfort and empathy is so important. So often we rush to solve the problem, or we try to fix it or try to jump to a solution, when really what the person needs in that moment is just comfort. And you can recognize that if you're in a situation where your partner's trying to solve it, your partner's moving too quickly to a resolution, you can ask them, you say, you know what I would really want right now is just empathize with me. Just jump in the puddle with me and just let me know you understand how difficult this is. And then your partner's going to do that. It's so awesome when you can vocalize a need that you need met and then see your partner fill it. Need number 7 is encouragement. And this is the need that we have, that the other person believes in us, has confidence in us. And so here's what it looks like. It looks like a call when you're on your way to a big presentation and your partner says, you got this. I believe in you. You're going to do great. Or you've got something big coming up and they say, I know you can do it. Don't give up. Keep at it. I believe in you. That level of belief and encouragement is beautiful. The 8th need that we all have is to feel respected. And respect looks like being polite with one another, asking before you take something, returning something that you borrowed, sharing what your plans are, respecting that the other person is taking you into consideration, and so you take them into consideration around the plans that you're making and when you're going to be back and when you're leaving, anticipating their needs. All of that shows respect. It sounds like, I like to hear your ideas. What do you prefer? Or, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Respecting someone enough to apologize. All of those are beautiful demonstrations of respect. The 9th need that we all have is security, or a sense of certainty for what the relationship is going to be like, so that you can feel safe. And what this looks like is not threatening to leave you, not harming you in any way, keeping agreements with a level of consistency that when someone makes a promise, you know they're going to follow through. That creates this sense of peace and certainty that you know what to expect. Not losing tempers and exploding, but being willing to and able to have disagreements in a respectful, calm way. This also creates that sense of security and peace. And so if you don't have that sense of security and peace, the experience is anxiety. The experience is uncertainty. The experience is a loss of energy that burns people out. And you can know when you don't have that security or certainty because you feel anxiety. And that anxiety is just going to lead to the burnout of the relationship. And the 10th need that we have is support. And that is where your partner comes alongside you and helps. You're working on something, they offer to help. The thing that I am still so impressed with is my wife has like this photographic memory of where things are. When I was moving to California to be with her, she helped me pack up my stuff. I got down here, I had a speaking engagement. I got my suit on, I couldn't find my belt. This was like a day after I arrived, and I was like, uh-oh, and all my stuff's in boxes and suitcases and whatnot, and I need to leave in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, Irene, have you seen my belt? And she was like, yes, it's on your fold-up suitcase on the outside zipper. And I went over there, I opened it up, and there's where it was. All my belts were in there. I'm like, how did you know this? She was like, because I watched you put them in there when we were in Oregon, and I knew he's not going to remember that he put them in there. But she was there to support me in that moment. So many moments when if you need support, your partner's there, they've got your back. The other night, we were crawling in bed, and I hear this, oh no. And my wife like lays in bed and she gets really comfortable and she hates to move after that. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, I left my water bottle downstairs. And so I flipped open the covers and I jumped out and she's like, no, you don't have to get it. And I was like, no, you support me so much, helping me find things all the time. I'm going to get your water bottle right now. I ran downstairs, got that water bottle, came up. Everybody, we need to feel that level of support. Here's the point. The point is that if you know what these 10 needs are and you're not feeling it in a relationship, scan over these needs. And you can say, oh, I'm not feeling encouraged right now, or I'm not feeling the affection right now, whatever it is. And then you can strategically fill that need. And when you do, you will create a love story that is built to last. So my question for you is, which of these needs most resonate with you? Or maybe there's a need that wasn't covered here that you know is important to you in a relationship. Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. I'm going to love checking that out. I appreciate you. Here's to your amazing love life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.